The news at 5:30 from CBS Local 2.
Be more proud of my country and of the Supreme Court today.
The LGBT community goes 2 for 2 from the highest court in the land today. Valley Gays celebrating tonight. For them, it is a day of equality. Good evening. Glad you're with us tonight. I'm Chris Long. Quite a day. The Supreme Court making 2 landmark decisions, both favoring same-sex marriage and gay rights. The justices struck down a key part of the Federal Defense of Marriage Act, DOMA, which prevented same-sex couples from receiving tax, health, pension benefits that go normally, regularly to heterosexual couples. And they also cleared the way for same-sex marriages to resume in California by allowing to stand a lower court's ruling that California's voter-approved ban on gay marriage, Prop 8, is unconstitutional. In the Supreme Court opinion rejecting DOMA, Justice Anthony Kennedy wrote the majority opinion saying, quote, same-sex married couples have their lives burdened by reason of government decree in visible and public ways, end quote. On Prop 8, the justices did not really mention gay marriage, but in fact made what's called a technical ruling. Chief Justice John Roberts writing the opinion on Prop 8 saying, quote, the justices had no authority to decide the case on its merits, but effectively that opened the door for same-sex marriages to eventually resume here in our state. We know that gay weddings are indeed on the way back, but it remains to be seen how many churches will open up their doors to host same-sex ceremonies. CBS Local 2's Scott Hennessy reports now on one large church in Palm Desert ready and willing, apparently, to marry same-sex couples.
We're very excited about the news that came out of the Supreme Court. It's finally an affirmation that the world and the state are able to see things that we've been able to see in the lives of faithful people for a long time.
The Reverend Lane Hensley says St. Margaret's has been blessing same-sex unions for years. The Supreme Court's decision will allow the church to host weddings recognized by the state.
The only thing that changes under the law now is whether we can sign the marriage license. And as soon as California is issuing marriage license to same-sex couples, we'll be happy to sign them as part of the ceremony.
Each church will deal with the Supreme Court's decision in its own way. Just across the parking lot from St. Margaret's Episcopal Church is Palm Desert Community Presbyterian Church, where business will proceed as usual.
The decisions that have been made, whether it's state, or federal levels, would not change, how we live out and practice our faith.
Lead Pastor Gerard says his church has gay members and those that support gay marriage, but he says the majority hold a more traditional understanding based on the scripture that marriage is between a man and a woman.
We live out our faith together and our love for Jesus Christ in respect for each other.
Father Hensley says there are some at St. Margaret's who will not agree with the church's decision to host same-sex weddings, but the response from the members within his church has largely been very positive.
That we would say to the world that we see the work of God bearing fruit in the lives of faithful people.
In Palm Desert, Scott Hennessy, CBS Local 2 News.
St. Margaret's will host a public conversation. Anyone can go to discuss the immediate practical impact of the court's ruling today. An attorney will be on hand, we're told, to discuss legal and health care issues surrounding same-sex marriage. Again, that's at St. Margaret's.